It's your boy Conserviz 34. Happy Friday. A lot of great things to celebrate this Friday. Umphreys McGee having a B-side surprise release, The Revivalists. They put out their new album today as well. And I was able to listen to a little bit of both of those things. So not only that, we have the 25th anniversary of Dave Matthews independently released. Remember two things. They were titled as the Dave Matthews Band at the time, and it was released 25 years ago today, November 9th, 1993. I was 3 years old at the time and did not know what the Dave Matthews Band was or Dave Matthews Band, period. However, there is many great things about this first release, this independent release, that really sum up what makes the band great. First off, you have the majority of this live outside of Minarets and Seek Up for the original track listing. Everything else is live content. So the first time we ever hear Ants Marching, if you were actually like old enough back then to listen to music, unlike me, you hear it live. Billy's is live. Recently, Satellite, One Sweet World, Jane. First time you're hearing it on wax, on any sort of format for purchase, it's live. And that's how the original versions of the music traveled back in these days, is they were live concerts. That's and that's DMB at its best. They are at their best when they play live. They are not, to me, per se a studio band. They've had amazing producers that have done some great work. Lillywhite, the homie Lillywhite, between Before These Crowded Streets and the Lillywhite sessions and Away from the World, his production was on point. But the band, really, their best work is typically live. So we get a lot of this stuff live for, really fans are now, they can buy it legally. They can support this band. If you were following them back then, they weren't as popular. But what I love too is these studio tracks, Minarets and Seek Up. These, I mean, look, I love the live versions of Minarets. The live versions of Seek Up are just amazing in their own right. And I'm going to have a video real soon comparing the current model of Seek Up in 2018, how it's performed, how it was performed back at Alpine Valley a couple years ago, and how you compare that to the OG versions from back in the day. So be on the lookout for that. But to me, these versions are great in their own way, that when I go running, and I am a runner, I run a lot. Didn't run today, but I ran the day yesterday. And I love listening to the studio cuts that are well recorded, because without the crowd, without the extended 20-minute version of a song, which I still like when I'm on a longer distance run. For a shorter run, I like my runs to feel like a movie. And when I start off my run with a Seek Up, when I have it in the middle of my run and I'm running through the woods, because I like to run in the streets and I like to run in the woods, mix it up back and forth in my runs. I'll park in a more residential area and run to some backwoods trails. So I love Seek Up in the middle of the woods in the morning or at night. And I've strategically planned it so when I run through the woods, I go dum dum da dum dum dum. That bass drop comes through and it's lit. And I love how this Seek Up just, to me, it's so special because, again, the absence of the crowd, it's very spiritual, and it's concise to 7 minutes, and you have a more movie-like feel because you don't have the crowd there. And I love the Minaret, same thing, the dun 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 dun. Like, it's an epic studio cut. Both of those at Flat 5 Studios that they recorded these. So I mean, that's what I mean. There's a lot of cuts like this. Minaret, Seek Up. I can think of Rapunzel. A lot of the Before These Crowded Street stuff is amazing to run to. But if you're a runner, definitely listen to the studio version of Seek Up every now and then. On my longer, 10-mile runs, I'll listen to the 20-minute version. But when I'm on a quick run, 4 or 5 miles or 3 miles, I love the studio Seek Up. And, we have some bonus tracks from the 2014 reissue, Pay for What You Get, and Typical Situation from Flat 5, which were also cool because you get to hear both of these songs before they're on their set albums, Pay for What You Get on Crash, Typical Situation, and its version later on for Under the Table and Dreaming. So I love this album. Happy 25th birthday. Now, I will say, I really primarily listen to Seek Up and Minarets for my runs. Every now and then a Christmas song. I'll Back You Up is an amazing song as well. And that was the wedding song. That was the OG wedding song for DMB before they had You and Me and before Here On Out, which Here On Out, man, yo, that junk's fire at a wedding. I married my friends and they played that at their wedding reception for their first dance as husband and wife. So it's amazing. Oh. All right, we good. But again, great album. Happy birthday. Be on the lookout. Just again, it's your boy Conservist34. Thank you to everyone who supports me still. I have some videos coming up that I hope to release soon. One of them, again, the Seek Up comparisons, present, a little bit in the past, and the way back, the OG Seek Up Live, comparing that. I may do reviews of the Revivalist album because this is a band that I recently just got into thanks to SiriusXM, which ends tonight at midnight. My plan ends, and it's not their fault. I just don't use it. Apple Music, I like listening more to select concerts, and SiriusXM, I have to hit it at the right time. So no offense, and I'll be back. SiriusXM, I'll be back for the summertime when you guys have those festivals, when I have more road trips. I'm pulling that radio back up. So, it's only for a little bit. I don't care about DMB radio. I'm not one of the annoying DMB fans. We need DMB radio back. I can't make my own playlist. I get it. SiriusXM is not your fault. The band made it as a temporary promo run. They left you limited in the content you can use, and I'm sure they controlled what content was promoted and played more. But SiriusXM is a dope satellite radio option. The app is amazing. The prices are so much more fair than 5 or 6 years ago. They're really coming down to the consumer, competing with the streaming services, but still, to me, Apple Music and all the audio I own, that's what's going to work for the winter. So it's going to be a cold winter, but back in the spring, summertime, I'm going to re-up with SiriusXM for about 6 months or so if I can. But it's your boy Conservist34. Be on the lookout for the Revivalist. Hopefully I'll do a review of their recent album. And again, that Seek Up comparison. I'm out. Peace.